Hi, I am your host, Leonette Talley, and you are listening to Virago 24/7. Virago is Latin for female warrior, and 24/7 is for all day, every day. Virago 24/7 is a weekly podcast that brings diverse women together to talk about life and our experiences in this world. We share our views on self-love, mental health, marriage, children, friendships, and really anything that needs to be talked about. Here, you will find everyday growth, everyday healing with everyday warriors. Just give me my space to move. 'Cause it's my thoughts, what I want, and I want what I want.
I see those videos on TikTok all the time. The only ones I can't do is the eating ones. I'd be like,
I don't like that. Oh. I like it when, sorry guys, we're talking about, what is it? ASMR? Oh, recording? Yeah, we're recording.
I didn't know. Hi!
I was like, she's talking about some shenanigans. Hi! Okay, we're talking about SSMR. Okay, what sounds do you want to do? I like the...
Did you just make up that word?
No, ASMR.
But she's an SMR.
I know. So the kids make fun of me. So I call it... Hi, Shiney. Hi, Bree. Hi, Shiney. Hi, guys. Hello. No, I say that on purpose because when they first came out, I didn't understand what it was. The kids would say it so fast, and I'm like, SSMR? No, they're like ASMR, and I'm like, SSMR? And so now I call it SSMR.
ASMR. I like the tapping, like...
Oh, I do like that. I like it when they're pretending to like brush someone's hair or like cut it. It's like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that too.
I fell asleep to that once. I was like, I can't fall asleep.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that.
It's very, okay. But yes, if you guys hear me say SSMR, I know I'm saying it wrong. That's the way I say it. It's a joke. It's a joke. Hey, girl. Hi. I'm so happy to be here today. We've been talking so much, and I said we need to turn on the microphones because we have a lot to talk about today. We have Brianna.
Hi.
We have Shiney.
Hello.
How are you ladies?
Wonderful.
Can we start with Shiney, and then we'll start with you?
Yeah.
I know you guys haven't heard from Bree in a while, so we'll get caught up with her. But right before we started recording, Shiney said
I got a job.
Yay!
I want to know all about it. Where?
So as you guys know, I love to cook.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I was struggling finding work. It's taken me, I think, 9 months of searching. I could have had a baby in this time, but not. So I decided that I would check out really cool places, cool spaces that I wanted to work at, or I wanted to go to, because I feel like I like to go out and listen to music and eat good food, drink great coffee, and a cool atmosphere. So I decided to write an email to Ground and Pound, which is
Yes, I know exactly where that is.
So I have drank their drinks before, and I think their food, because when my brother comes into town, he always looks up reviews, or I think it's called green tomatoes. Some review online venue that tells you what has the best reviews. And when he came back one of the times, he brought me, because I wasn't feeling well, he brought me this turmeric tea. And normally we don't put turmeric in our drinks. So it was questionable, but it was delicious.
Was it?
It was really, really good. And then another time he brought me back food, and I thought it was really good. And I had heard through the grapevine that they do so it's a coffee shop in the day, but in the evening they do all kinds of really like neat events.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've only gone in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah, for breakfast.
Yes.
Isn't it next to a Brewster's?
Yes.
Yes.
That's it. Yep, that's it.
Yes. And they do open mic. They do,
no way.
Yeah, trivia nights. They have local bands. They have comedy night.
Bree, you can get up there and do your comedy. You're funny. You guys need to see her on TikTok. She cracks me up.
Exactly. So I thought, wow, that sounds like such a cool space.
Yeah.
Right? So, coffee shop by day. And that sounds exactly like something that I would want myself.
Yeah.
So I decided to email the owner. I looked her up and found the forum to sign. And I just asked, I said, I'll do anything if you're hiring. And we went back and forth for a while. And then I met her. I met her last week.
Okay.
Her and her general manager both were lovely. And what's so cool about the owner is she was a stunt woman for Buffy and the Vampire Slayer.
Really? Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah.
So now she's the owner of the coffee
So
shop.
what will you be doing?
So I'm going to be one of the people who cook.
Really?
Oh, Shiney.
Oh, that's
This is right up your
amazing.
alley. Oh.
I was so excited. She said I have to study the menu and all that, which is totally great.
Yeah.
And on specials time, I can introduce something of my own.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Shiny.
I
I'm
left
so
there.
excited
I
for
left
you.
there so happy. The vibe was wonderful.
Yeah.
Every single person, you know how you feel that really good energy?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the barista, the manager, the person in the back. Everyone's was awesome.
There was a time there where Kaylin and I, a few years ago, that for some reason, like every week we would go there, we'd bring our laptops, she would have her food, I'd eat my food, and we would just sit there for like a few hours and just, work. It was, I think, around the time where I was starting up the podcast. I was like, she was helping me with the, with the logo and stuff. But yeah, the vibe is very cool. But I didn't know that they did the night stuff.
Yes.
I've never been
Very
there.
cool.
I've just passed it.
Yes.
But now I will for sure. When do you
Same.
start?
Congratulations.
Tomorrow I start training.
Oh, that's exciting. Oh.
I'm smiling ear to ear.
I know this was like a big burden that,
Yes, I had wanted to work and gain financial freedom, independence, my own autonomy for myself.
Yeah.
Because I had been out of the workplace for years with, and I made that decision for my kids, and everyone who knows me knows how much I am a mother first. But it's time. My kids are teenagers now, and they're very independent. And I'd like some of my own money.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I want to do something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So this is a huge change for me because, as we've spoken before, culturally, I was told, what to wear, what to study, who I spent my time with, not outdoor activities. There were so many things that, coming from my strict upbringing, and slowly but surely I've been rebelling like a tiny bit, and I'm a grown woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when it's ingrained in you like that, I'm sure it's hard to undo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's also got to feel so empowering at the same time, because you're discovering all of these things that you like, not something that you were taught to like or enjoy or want to learn, but you're discovering what you truly like and are passionate about. That's so exciting.
Yes, and I was going to say earlier you were teaching us about reparenting our mind and teaching ourselves to go back to that time. And I actually used that as an interview answer. One of the questions because I've been on lots of interviews, which I think I do pretty well. I think the reason I was struggling to find work was my limited availability.
Right.
Because I am a mom first. But they asked a question like, what is it that drives you? Or, why do you want to work in this space? They all ask all those questions. And one of my answers is that every day I am mindful about not just how I treat others with kindness and grace, but towards myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And since I have started being kinder to myself, because I can't control my first thought, but I can control my second. Mm-hmm. And when I realized that, I was telling myself, yes, Shiny, you can do this. There is a job out there for you. You just haven't found it yet. You'll find your right place. And that's how I felt about this place. And I know, I haven't even started yet, and already tooting my horn, toot toot.
As you should.
Well, you're going to crush it.
Yeah.
And then there's a reason why those other ones were no's. And this is what I try to keep telling my kids and just in general. It's like that door was not meant for you. And we get so upset, and it's okay to be upset, but let's keep it moving.
Yes.
Because God has a special place for you. And this is literally you. That place embodies who you are.
You get to bring out your food. You're not just stuck back there where you don't see anybody and you don't get to share with other people. And this is another way that my people get to come.
I know. I can't wait to come visit.
Maddox likes all those fancy drinks, loves all like the cool coffees and the cool teas and stuff. So he'll love that. I'll bring him.
Same. My kids do. And I mean, how fun would it be to read or sing or do a little comedy skit at open mic?
What can I do?
Are you kidding? You're good at everything.
You can read people's futures.
I would be the psychic. Corinne is so funny because I sense energy like very well. And I used to think it was weird, but now I'm accepting it. Corinne's like, anywhere we go, she's like, what do you feel about that person? I'm like, it doesn't work that way. Like I have to be around, like it just doesn't work that way. She's so funny. But anyways.
Living alone, sometimes at nighttime I get scared. I shit you not, okay? Sometimes at nighttime I get scared and I get in my head about it. And I'm like, no, Leonette says I'm going to be somebody. So I'm going to live, right? Because I'm going to be somebody.
She's going to be somebody in this world.
So I'm like, I'm going to
she
make
can't
it
die
through the
tonight.
night.
Yes, you are.
I shit you not. I think those thoughts. It's weird.
Well, that's really great.
I'm so excited for you.
I'm excited, Shiney. I can't wait to come visit.
Yeah.
Thank you. And what you just said, we are here for each other to lift each other up. And that's what we want for all the women listening, all the people listening.
Yeah, be excited. If you don't have a group of women that get excited for your success, you need to find new friends. Because as soon as you said it, I was like, oh my gosh. Like it's so exciting.
And your food is so good and creative and you're so passionate about it. I could see you like curating menus for them and like them coming to you and being like, hey, Shiney, do you think you could whip up a dish for this event or whatever? So that's really cool.
And it could be the start of your other idea.
Yeah.
The teas and stuff.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. So yes, thank you.
Well,
I
can't come anytime soon because I haven't had a physical since 2018. No, 2019. That's what it said on my charts.
Whoa.
So yeah, I know. So I said I have to take control of my health. So I went and got blood work done, and guess what?
What?
I have high cholesterol, like really high, like all of them. All of them.
Well, isn't it pre?
Well, that's different. So there was a high cholesterol, and my glucose is like literally like on the cusp of not being good. It's like the bottom number.
And did you do a hemoglobin A1C?
I don't know what the hell that is. I just talked to the nurse. I don't know what that is.
I got my blood drawn, and they told me.
And I saw it on the thing, and I've been waiting to talk to the nurse to see what the hell I'm supposed to do now. So no, this is what they said. So I finally talked to the nurse today because we've been playing phone tag. I have to avoid, for the next few weeks, I have to avoid all white carbs, sugar, and alcohol. And I have to take fish oil pills, 2,000 milligrams.
Okay.
And then I go back to get my blood retaken.
I think that's a great plan. So fish oil doesn't work for me. It gives me indigestion.
What the hell is that supposed to do? I was going to Google it. I haven't had the time yet.
But it does work for a lot of people.
Okay.
And all that advice is great advice. Yes. Because
how strict are they on the no alcohol? Like, how strict is that? Is it like,
it's important.
Is it like no alcohol or just like a little bit is okay? Or is it like none? Can I drink my wine with my food and I'll be okay? Because I can cut it out, but I need my wine with my food.
Can we find a different drink for you to like with your food, do you think?
I need something.
Because wine is like one of the worst.
Okay, if you guys can find something for me that's an alternative, a better alternative.
What about like what Dad does? You don't like the Spritzers? Like the Trulies?
That has alcohol in it.
I know, but they're not as sugary as wine.
It's the sugar and the carbs is what the problem is.
All right, we're going to come up with the plan.
You're going to find a different drink that's healthier that you can
I can't drink water with my meal.
No.
And if I can't have sugar, I can't freaking drink anything else.
You can have like a spritzer or something.
So LT cannot just have water with the meal. That's boring and sad.
I think meals. Trust me, I'm the alcohol expert.
Yes, you are. If you guys don't know, she's an
I'm an
alcoholic.
Hi, I'm Bree.
Hi, I'm Bree. I'm an alcoholic. But like the Spritzers and stuff, I think that they only have like 100 calories. They're very low in sugar.
I just need something that's not water, because I was telling Bree, like,
girl, have a Dr. Pepper. I'm just kidding.
well, that has sugar in it, and I don't do sodas anyways.
Kidding.
I'm not a big soda girl. She's obsessed with Dr. Pepper. Used to be my drink, but it's a production for me. Like I know for some people.
You've always said that.
Yeah, to me, I love, it's like a comfort thing. I sit down, I have my meal, I have my glass of wine. So I need something to replace the wine. So I can't come, no more lattes for me, Shiney. So I can't come.
So I think
I can't have these pastries on this.
Well, there's always
I can't have tea with no sugar.
Even if you go to Starbucks, there's healthier options. Like
Absolutely.
people who have a dairy allergy, there's alternatives.
Yes.
So we're gonna find you a different drink that you like. I'm sorry I can't sample it with you, but we're gonna find you a different drink that you like.
Okay, less
and
sugar.
you can enjoy it with your dinners. But wine is terrible for you.
Well, yeah, but it's
a dirty martini is dry.
I know, but they said no alcohol.
I think it's.
I think it's every in moderation.
In moderation, yes, but even the wine in moderation for your sugars and things like that is not good.
Okay, so I can do everything else. I can stop with sugar. We already Googled all the foods that I should be eating, and it's everything that I like anyways.
No carbs.
I can do all of that.
You're a high protein girly.
I can eat all that. It's the no wine thing. I know I sound like a wino, and no, I'm not an alcoholic, but I like.
What's wrong with that?
I just like a good glass of wine to pair with your food is my thing. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know.
And it can be a fun, adventure for you too, to try different drinks. Like with each meal, you try a different drink and see what you like, see what you don't like.
Oh, I like it. Like a tasting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And making an effort to walk a little bit after the meal.
Oh, no. I just want to veg out on my couch and watch a show.
I know.
I can't go walking. I love to walk, but after a meal.
I know. I agree. I used to always wonder why people would walk after their meal.
It makes sense.
All I want to do also is that. But they say that does a remarkable change for our blood glucose and our
I need to do
metabolism,
something.
all of that.
It's either that or I will just have to go on Ozempic. I told Brie, I'm like, are they going to...
girl say Ozempic?
I know. Well, because I hadn't talked to the nurse. I'm like, are they going to prescribe Ozempic now because I'm pre-diabetic? Well, that's what the paper said. When I talked to her today, she didn't even mention the glucose. She was focused on the cholesterol. And so she's like, okay, any questions? I'm like, yeah, what about my glucose? She's like, oh, yeah. Okay, no sugar. And I'm like, okay.
Well, the good news is for you, you're not starting from scratch. Like for me, I would not know where to begin because I love carbs. I love, indulging in sweets every now. You're a really healthy eater. It's
That's
just
what the people say, but obviously my blood work does not say that I am.
It's the wine.
It's the fucking wine.
It's the wine.
All right. So anyways, that happened. And I'm going to be okay, guys.
Absolutely.
And I'll be a skinny bee because all that sugar is not going to be in my system. So that's exciting. I won't look so bloated in my face.
I don't feel like you look bloated in your face.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with the positives of all this of all of this.
I think Victoria's Secret's going to be calling you soon. You're going to be an angel.
I love it. Oh, I always wanted to be on the runway. I have.
I could totally see you working.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyways, I will come to your little establishment after this journey because I want to go in and
before.
eat.
There are things there.
I'll go and I'll sit and I'll drink my water.
No, they have healthy drinks and stuff too.
Of course they do.
Okay.
There's alternatives to everything.
All right,
Absolutely.
Even if you go to an ice cream shop, they have sugar-free ice creams, low-calorie ice creams.
That sounds disgusting.
I know. I'm just saying.
Sugar-free ice cream.
I'm just saying. There's alternatives everywhere you go.
Yes.
Honestly, to be honest, the sugar and candy, that kind of stuff, even though I do like my sweets every now and then, that's not hard. The carbs aren't hard because you can replace it with zucchini squash and all that kind of stuff. I'm okay with that. It's just
Cauliflower pizza. And
I can do that 1,000%. It's just going to be very intentional and purposeful. So
Well, just think of it that you did it. You did the blood test. Now you're aware.
Yeah. And I don't have to like do anything drastic. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I kept telling Brie, I was joking, but I was like, I'm going to have to be on insulin and I'm going to be on Ozempic, and I don't want to have a little body with a big head. No, I'm kidding. For those who are on Ozempic, it's okay. I'm just, the way I cope with things is humor.
Same.
So
Same.
I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just saying for myself, like I would be terrified to like inject myself with stuff. So
yeah.
But you will do whatever you need to do for your life.
I will. But Brie.
Yes.
We haven't talked to you in a hot minute.
I know.
We need to like get people caught up. What's like the summary of what's been going on in your life?
Well, the last time I was here, I was happily married, except I was not happy at all. It sucked. Hated being married. I'm getting a divorce.
Damn, she went straight in. She didn't even like ease us into it. No foreplay. She just like just stuck it in there. Nothing.
I'm getting a divorce.
Yeah.
I asked my husband for a divorce on Mother's Day of this year, and I moved out. When did I move out? June? No. Yeah, June.
I think it was
the very beginning of June. I moved out. I got an apartment for my two boys and I, still here in Peachtree Corners. I'm never leaving Peachtree Corners, and it's been hellacious.
I love how
honestly.
she loves Peachtree Corners.
I love Peachtree Corners so much.
I love that.
It's home.
I love it.
Okay, so just a tiny little backstory. So when I first started working at the office, I was exposed to like, I don't know how to explain it. I guess just Peachtree Corners in general, and just like it's a different way of life out here than where I was living at the time, and the people are different, everything is different. I love the city itself because it's very suburban, but also you can get to Atlanta very quickly, and no matter what you need, whether it be a new outfit,
so quickly,
a new outfit, a pair of shoes, a piece of chicken, no matter what you want, you can get it within 5 minutes from where I live. So I love Peachtree Corners, and I think that when you as young as I was, and you're exposed to a place, and like my role models at the time, like my dad or Dr. Tally and Leonette, and stuff like that, you kind of see their way of life and you gravitate towards that. And so I wanted to be like, live in Peachtree Corners. So that's always been a dream of mine. So that's the only good thing that came out of my marriage besides my son. So I'm still here in Peachtree Corners, and I am separated. Gonna get the ball rolling on the divorce.
You also were looking for a job.
I was looking for a job, and I am in the interview process.
Just gonna get it though.
Yeah,
It's your third.
Tomorrow's my third interview. It's an in-person interview. It's for a sales position for a home and remodeling company. They were like number 14 in Fortune magazine for top places to work. And it's a very sought after company. They have like 250,000 applicants a year. And my first year I could make 6 figures. So,
and this chick, see, I told her this kind of job would stress me out because I am not a salesperson. That would be the very bottom thing that I would ever want to do, was sell anything to anybody. But this chick is like, she can sell anything to anybody, anywhere. Like, seriously.
Thank you.
Like, so I'm so excited for you.
I'm excited. It's a lot of face-to-face interaction, which is what I love. Like, when I worked at the practice, I could never be one of those people that sat in an office or sat behind the wall or anything like that. I love face-to-face interaction. It seems like a wonderful company to work for. The hours are great. They're conducive with my schedule with my boys. And the money's really good. And for
example, so right when you moved out, you did work at a dealership.
I did. I worked at a car dealership.
She literally just walked in, said, "Hey, I need a job," and they literally hired her on the spot.
Yeah.
And they said what to you? That your first car you'll sell?
They said that it would take me. It
was like 3 months.
No, it was like 90 days to sell my first car, and I sold 9. While I was there. Yeah. And not to toot my own horn, but I love that. It's like a challenge. Every day is like you can set your own goals. I love the idea of an uncapped commission and, that sort of thing. So I'm really excited about it. And if I were to get this position and I was making that kind of money, I could buy a home for my boys and I, which is one of my biggest goals.
In Peachtree Corners.
In Peachtree Corners, of course. Okay. So that's, I have my final interview tomorrow, and everything that they've said so far has been really uplifting and really encouraging, and has led me to believe that I'm already their number one employee.
I love the confidence.
Me too.
I love it.
No, but I'm excited about it. So my 3-year plan is I'm going to buy a home. I've started going to church recently.
Yeah.
I'm discovering my relationship with God has always been very spotty. But I needed something bigger than myself. I needed something bigger than my shitty ass marriage. I needed something bigger than even my boys. Like, my kids are my whole entire life. They're my world. They're, everything I do is revolves around them. No matter what it is. I just needed something bigger. Like, my soul craves something bigger. Mm-hmm. And so I'm on a journey, if you will, to kind of find out where I stand in my relationship with God. And it's honestly this time, because I've gone to church in the past before. I've gone, to church with the Tallies. I've gone to church with friends, and there's been times of desperation that I've prayed and stuff like that. And it's always been kind of like easy. Like, I just go. I just go to church, I have a good time. I hear the message. It sounds great. This time it's been difficult. And part of me believes it's been difficult because I'm truly invested. Like, I want to know, I want to know everything, and I'm questioning everything. So yeah, I've gone to church every Sunday for the past month, except this past Sunday I didn't go. I watched it online.
But you're still consuming like the information. So that's good.
Yeah. And it's a part of my like everyday life now, which is odd. Like, I have moments. So my relationship with prayer was always, holy shit, something really bad is happening. Let's pray to God, because that's what people say that you're supposed to do, right? So I'd be like, God, please help me, like crying, or I'd be like, I know I don't talk to you enough, but like right now I need you.
And I promise I'll pray.
Yeah.
I'll pray until the next
but even there's been like small situations in the past couple of months where I'm like, dang, I think that was a God moment. Like, is this what they talk about? I think that was a God moment. Or even bad times where I'm like, I think that was a devil moment, So that's where I'm at.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm like so excited for you, Brie, because the fact that you can openly say that you're an alcoholic, and I know we're laughing about it. Brie and I joke about sad things.
Everything. All the things you shouldn't joke about.
We're talking about her divorce and how tragic it is, and then we'll just make some stupid joke and laugh. So that's just the way we cope with things.
It's an easy defense mechanism.
Yes, that's ours.
This divorce has honestly broken me. Yeah. I would say more than anything else ever has. I had this whole idea of what being married was supposed to be and what I wanted, being married to be, and would tell people like, yeah, I'm doing it right this time. I got married, and then I had a baby, and I have this wonderful husband, and behind closed doors, everything was shit. Like, it felt so good to feel, I'm using air quotes, normal. It felt so good for my kids to have a normal life. It felt so good for the people who loved me to not have to worry about me because I was stable and I was married and all of these things. But I was hiding how unhealthy and toxic and evil my marriage was. And it's the same with my alcoholism. I hid it for so long, and secrets keep you sick. I genuinely believe that. And so, yeah, I'm very open about it now. I'm an alcoholic. And
you're doing very well.
It's not, I joke about it. Like Leonette said, I joke about it, but it's such a heavy thing to bear. It really is. It's, because it is a part of who I am. And if you don't like something about yourself, even like physically, if you don't like your nose, you go get a nose job. If you don't like this, you can change it. Being an alcoholic is something that you can never ever change, and that's a hard thing to grasp, especially at such a young age. I went to rehab for the first time when I was 26, maybe 27. I don't remember how old I was. I was like 24,
something like that.
I was young, too young to be going to rehab.
Yeah.
So when you think about a young single 24-year-old, that's what they do. They drink. Every social thing is drinking. Everything is surrounded around drinking. So I was in a stage of denial for so long. And then when something bad would happen, or I would feel internal pain or like this mental heaviness, that's what I would turn to, was alcohol, because it made me not feel all of that anymore. And I think that once I relapsed a few months ago, right after my divorce. I relapsed.
Well, you're not divorced yet. You're still married.
I know. Right after my separation,
It was
I like
June.
to pretend that it's over.
No, it was before you.
It was May.
It was before you left the house.
It was before I left the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as bad. Like, I only drank for a couple of days, and Leonette can attest that when I drink, I drink. But this
she's
time,
a totally different person. Yeah.
This time it wasn't as bad. I was kind of able to catch myself. And man, it's such a tired life to live.
Yeah.
Like, and the pretending.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of pretending. I'm ready to just take off the mask. And so it is a part of who I am, and I either be proud of it or I suffer from it. And not necessarily proud of it. I own it, I guess, is a better thing to say. Like, I own it or I suffer from it. I own it or it owns me.
I'm so proud. No, I really am proud of you. And the only input, because, you and I talk a lot all the time, almost every day. This little nugget. I don't like to talk on the phone, but there's certain people that I can just talk to. Shiney, you're one of them. Sometimes Shiney will be driving and she'll call me. But there's certain people that I can just talk with for hours, and you two are one of them. But we've been talking a lot, and I'm just so proud of what you're doing. And I know it's hard. I mean, we talk about the hard stuff, and just keep focusing on yourself. That's what I keep telling you. Focus on yourself and focus on your boys, and everything else will work out. And I hate that there's certain people in your life that will throw your alcoholism in your face, like as an insult or as
husband.
I wasn't trying to name names.
Hey,
but
I didn't say his name.
we ain't trying to specify who, but they throw it in your face as like an insult or to hurt
weaponized.
you. It is, and it's frustrating because I don't know. I have my opinions on that because
it's an insecurity, and they know that it hurts me. Take your biggest insecurity.
They don't do anything.
Yeah.
They say it as an insult, but yet they don't do anything to really help the situation, if that makes sense. Like, they're not doing anything.
Well, because when I'm drinking, I'm weak. And some people like to keep me weak.
Yeah.
And so, of course, they wouldn't want to fix it.
Yeah.
Because weak Brie is easy Brie.
I think also it's intimidating that you have the courage not only to recognize what you were doing, but to make it better.
Thank you. It's honestly, it's been a long road. It has been it hasn't just been like, oh, I think I have a drinking problem, let me quit. Like, it's been such
a lot of bumps.
So many bumps and so many setbacks and so many, and the shame and the guilt is the worst part of it all. I have so much shame. I have so much guilt. You guys know that I grew up, I was not raised, actually. Sorry, Mom.
They were your parents.
Yeah, my parents are both addicts, and my sister died of a drug overdose, and so drugs and alcohol are so prominent in my family. It's in my DNA. It really is, but it's such a shameful thing, and it's so taboo, and I have suffered from so much guilt, and so having my parents, in the state that they were in growing up, made me, as an alcoholic, it put me in that place. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm just like my mom. I'm just like my dad. I'm just like my mom. But I'm out here fighting like hell to where, so that my boys can't grow up and say the same thing. And, making sure that they have a childhood that they don't have to recover from, or they don't have to heal from in the same way that I have, is my number one priority.
So you're doing great.
Thanks.
I mean,
you're incredible.
Oh my God, thank you.
And we tell her that because at such a young age for you just to get it. I know it's hard. I know you're going through it right now and you sound amazing, but I know behind closed doors, it's been very, very hard. But for you to figure this
like
out
10 times a day.
I know. And people don't make it easy for you.
Yeah.
So it just, if people could just back the hell off. I'm such a protector when I love somebody that I literally have to stop myself.
Yeah.
From like inserting myself, because I have many words to say to many people, not just one or two.
Yeah.
There's a few of them out there that I just want to tell them like it is, but I know that's not going to do anything, but I want to so badly. So anytime
I know.
you call me, I'll be there. We don't live that far away from each other.
The issue is that you're too smart for them.
I know.
No matter what you said, they would be like, first of all, they would probably receive it because there are certain people in my life that are intimidated by you.
They should. Thank you, and you're welcome.
And so they would probably receive it, but then it would just be used as, Leonette's coming in.
Well, no, we were getting our nails done yesterday, and we were talking about this kind of stuff. And I'm like, nobody tests me like that. I'm like, I'm waiting for someone just to be like, I wish they would. I wake up every morning like, I wish someone would.
Because we've talked about this, because we have dealt with the similar people. Yeah. And you've asked me, why does that person say that to you, but they don't say it to me?
They would never. And
I think that's wonderful.
Is it because they know I'll throat punch them? I'm not really going to do it.
But you accept, I think you are no nonsense, which I love about you. Yeah. You're a rock. You're strong.
Well, it's been 44 years in the making. I wasn't always this way.
Well, it's not even a quantity, right? Because
that's true.
It's just who you are.
I feel like my growth has been slow, and then it's sped into overdrive.
It really did.
So I think it's just recognizing, like you did. If you can name it, you can tame it.
Yeah.
So just the fact that
I like that.
The fact that you're saying it.
Yeah.
Because I would say that the other coping mechanism, besides you guys saying that you laugh, or you do laugh a lot, is denial. Denial is a strong one.
That's true.
Alcohol is a very socially acceptable.
1,000,000%.
Addiction.
It's not like meth. Meth I'd have to search for. This shit, I can't go get a piece of garlic bread without finding it, okay?
Yes. You can say, hey, I'm going to go pick up
I can't go get a smoothie without them being like, do you want it spiked? No.
Yes. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. And we're in a time, or just society itself, when we're all hanging out, the one person who doesn't take the drink is questioned.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. And actually recently I had somebody tell me, because I was invited to go out for drinks, and I'm like, no, I don't drink. And they're like, everybody who doesn't drink has a story. And I was like, okay, Bob, I have a story, but I'm not going to tell you that. And that's just like, but it's true. Yeah. It's true. If somebody says they don't drink, it's not because they're watching their freaking cholesterol. It's because they've been in alcoholic for 10 years. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
That's a good one. It's like, Leonette, why aren't you drinking? My cholesterol is really high.
I'm going to use that.
And my glucose is borderline pre-diabetic.
I just had my blood test.
I'm going to use that.
And then Bree's next to me, and they're like, why aren't you drinking? I'm an alcoholic.
Raging alcoholic.
Is your cholesterol high too? No.
But I'm sure I've been in a situation, way back when I didn't take the drink. Everyone was taking a shot of something somewhere, and I didn't take the drink, and everyone's like, oh, Shawnee's pregnant.
Hey.
And I hadn't announced it yet, years ago.
And you were pregnant?
Yes, I was. But I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I should have just taken it and, threw it over my shoulder.
Yes, we know people that do stuff like that. Just throw it over the shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Not me.
You drink it.
Take it and run and drink it.
And you make sure every little drop is in your system.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
And if you don't want yours, I'll take yours too.
No, I was going to say, why don't we just smoke? We just pass the joint.
Listen, okay.
When are we going to legalize that in Georgia?
So am I allowed to talk about that?
Let's do it. Okay, we can talk about whatever the hell we want.
So
it's our podcast.
So this time around has been the easiest being sober has ever been. I think that there are a lot of factors that go into it. I think number one, I've accepted it. I'm no longer a closet alcoholic. I am... The cashier at Walmart knows I'm an alcoholic. Like, I just don't give a shit who knows anymore. And so I think there are a lot of factors. Obviously, my kids being probably the number one thing. Like, I'm so driven to make sure that they have a good and healthy mom. And then also, like, a little part of it is out of spite. Like, the people who are in my life, like, mentally beating the shit out of me. I'm like, you watch, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So I found these like CBD drinks, and because a lot of it for me is it's kind of like the the act of doing it as well. Like you have something that you look forward to every night, and no matter how hard your day is, and no matter how, and I know this is taboo to talk about it, like, oh, well, you shouldn't need a vice and blah, blah. I don't give a
we
shit
do.
about
We
you,
all
Karen.
have it. I don't give a crap.
I need something to look for. I'm in the middle of a divorce, okay? I'm overcoming childhood drama. I'm a single mom to 2 boys. I have a toddler. That's enough, right?
Yeah.
And so I do. Like, I like my vices. My vice, because I only have one. Well, reality TV. But, so I found these, like, CBD drinks. And that has changed the game for me because it's the same effect. Like, you feel like that, like,
Relaxed.
lightness and that relaxed and that, like, almost like tipsy feeling. But so for me, the type of alcoholic I am a completely non-functioning alcoholic. When I drink, I cannot function. I might drink at a social event and, have a good time, be the life of the party, and then I'm going to go home and drink until I pass out. Like, I just cannot function with alcohol. Me and alcohol, just no.
You don't love each other.
No. I loved him. He hated me. But with the CBD drink, so it's a spritzer, just like, what a Truly would be or whatever. So at nighttime, I put my kids to bed and I have my spritzer, and it's, CBD. I buy it at the little vape store right by my apartment. And it gives me all of the same feelings. Like, I feel relaxed. I feel optimistic. I enjoy my TV much more. I'm not like a stress eater. When I'm stressed out, I struggle to eat. And that's been kind of a hard thing for me throughout all of this, but I'm able to
I
eat
wish
food.
I didn't eat when I was stressed.
Oh, girl.
I'm the opposite.
I can't. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. But it helps me to eat.
You're like Nelly,
So,
my mom.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are so little.
But so at nighttime, like, I'll cook my kids dinner and feed them dinner, and then at night, like, after they go to bed, I have my little spritzer, and I'll either cook something for myself or do it. It's just it's been so
well,
amazing.
I drink them too, and they are, and you don't feel it's not a drunk feeling.
It's not a drunk
You're like
feeling.
a chill. It's like a chill feel.
And then when you wake
so
up
let's
the
just
next
legalize
day-
this shit all over the place. But it's legal here.
It is legal here.
Because it has a certain.
Don't come at me.
No, it's all over. I mean, it's all over us. Even though marijuana is not, or cannabis, whatever we want to call it, is not legal. There's doses of it that you can buy.
I think it's like under 10 grams
Something
or
like
6
that.
milligrams. I don't know.
So it's all very legit. And my thing is, like, if we can go buy alcohol, then why can't we go buy this stuff and not be ashamed of it?
We all know what it feels like to wake up after a night of drinking, right? Whether you only had 2 drinks or whether you had 20. It's a shitty feeling. You feel groggy, you feel slow, you feel unmotivated, you feel foggy.
You need to be the sponsor for,
this,
the advertiser for this drink.
Yes, hit me up if you hear this.
Because you're selling it. I want to buy some.
Crescent 9, I am your girl. But it's just, it's the best thing. So I honestly, and not to like glorify another vice, but I'm glorifying another vice. Like, I hate how taboo it is. Like, not anybody, but there's been a few people who I explain this to, like, in replacement of alcohol, and they're like, well, that's just another vice.
So,
okay, Susan, I don't give a shit.
But there's people that exercise the shit out of their days, and that to me is a vice. I'm sorry.
Or
I don't care if it's seen as healthy.
Food. Phone. Social media. There's so many vices.
Watching
you just
TV.
Like to
That's
judge
my
other
vice.
people's vice. Mine too.
Gosh, I love my TV.
I do
Don't
too.
take that.
Well, we've talked about this when there are a lot of people that feel comforted when they're judging someone else.
Yes.
Oh, 1,000%. And another thing too, just to touch on that again, the social part of it. So as a young alcoholic, I just turned 30, and as a young alcoholic, it's very uncomfortable. And not because like I want people to drink around me, because I never want to be the reason somebody doesn't do what they typically would do, just because I'm around. That makes me feel awkward. And then you're turning my problem into everybody's problem. Like, I just hate that. And so, like, socially, if I'm going to a social event and people are able to drink, I bring my little spritzer and I still feel like a part of it. And like, I don't know. It's just,
I think that is
amazing.
So true. And this is not completely, but a little different. I remember Oprah saying that she wanted to cut back on coffee, her caffeine intake. But what she really was craving when she realized it was this warm, cup, like in a mug, and how comforting it is in the morning.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
So she realized she needed whatever her replacement was, that it still was served in that mug, and that it was warm and comforting. I feel the same way about because I know people who struggle with addiction, and I think my problem that I had to have a small reaction to was being still inclusive.
Yeah.
To the person who doesn't drink. Because I remember someone asking, this person doesn't drink, do they still want to come? And I said, yes. Just like I said to you, I still want you to come, and we'll figure out.
Even though I can't eat anything, because I'm kidding. I'm making jokes. I know I can't find something.
We'll figure out what makes it work, because it's the same thing with, my lateness. I want whoever's there, say it's a dinner, I want everybody to start eating or drinking and having a great time, and I will come in. Think of it the other way. If every single person at the party or at the dinner is waiting on you, that doesn't make you feel good when you walk in the door.
No, you feel like a burden.
You feel...
Well, it doesn't feel good for the people waiting. It's like, I got here on time. Why we got to wait for the late person?
I would say it feels bad on both sides.
Yeah.
You can't say, we're just waiting for you, so that's the polite thing to do, that we all start eat together. No, I think there's no formalities.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
That when we're together, we think of each other. And I'm not going to be offended if you already started eating, or you started drinking, or whatever it is you're eating or drinking. Because really, the whole reason we're together is to be together.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there should be no judgment on if Leonette's on a diet. We're not going to call her out on it.
It's called a lifestyle, Shiney. I don't believe in diets. I believe in lifestyle change.
I feel comforted when people drink around me, because it makes me feel like I'm not hindering what they would want to do, or something that they would do on average, like to accommodate my alcoholism.
Absolutely. It makes you feel more included, that they feel comfortable to be themselves.
Yeah. It's a burden.
Well, can we talk about your mom? Do you think she would be okay?
No, yeah.
So we're
whenever I told her I was coming here today to record, she was like, "When is Leonette going to help me write my book?" I was like,
she wants to write a book, Shiney.
I do too.
So let's like have writing sessions or something.
I know.
Maybe we'll brainstorm. Maybe just start writing facts down, and then we can do the words. And I'm not a writer like that, though.
Read some of your pieces at open mic night.
But no, this is, since we're talking about being open and we're making changes. So her mom just graduated from, what did we call it? Drug court.
Yeah.
Okay, explain what it is. Because I was invited, and we went, what was it? Friday morning. There's a lot of drama that went with it, but we'll start with the positive. Come back next week and find out what happens in drug court. It goes from us wanting to celebrate Brianna's mom to something very traumatic happening while we're there. Also, we talk about our children, about gun control and gun violence, and you will be here to witness a woman's brain and how we go from a very serious conversation and serious topic to us being silly. And a woman's brain is very complicated, as you all know. So have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will see you next time. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to Virago 24/7. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and please give us 5-star ratings. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Virago 24_7 and on Facebook at Virago 24/7. And just connect with us and share your story. We'd love to hear from you.